Alley. All right, but before we get to the performances, we are going to be calling on Mr. Keith Meade to come forward. He is the senior manager at the Water Resources Agency, and he's going to be bringing greetings on behalf of the agency as well as the Water and Sewage Authority, and he's also going to be, giving an official opening to this particular event here today. So, Mr. Keith Meade, please put your hands together and welcome him on stage.
Thank you very much. A very warm good morning to each and every one. To our upcoming adults who are so eager this morning to compete. Good morning to our judges, parents, and of course our teachers, and also the hard-working Adopt a River program team. A very good morning to everyone. Our theme this morning speaks volumes. In fact, this week I heard on the news there was a report on what we refer to as the Sustainable Goals for the United Nations, which is for the entire world. And these goals speak to what are the targets that were set for the entire world to achieve development so that we'll have a good future. And one of the things that caught my eyes really was that it said that only 15% of the goals have been met. 85% have either not been met or things have gotten worse. And among that 85% relates to the environment, climate change, aggressively combating climate change, as well as mitigating the effects of climate change. And so I believe that the theme for this morning speaks volumes in terms of what is happening in the world today. So the Adopt a River program, which is a program of the Water Resources Agency of the Water and Sewage Authority. This program facilitates watershed preservation and enhancement, and it does this with the aim of improving the health of our rivers and our watersheds. The program seeks to involve or take a collaborative approach to attacking the issues which relate to watershed degradation and by extension the deterioration in the rivers in our nation. There have been some major successes by the program, but there's still a lot to be done. In fact, one of the program main initiatives is to encourage schools, communities, corporate citizens, government agencies to come together to deal with the issues at hand, various issues that we face in terms of ensuring that we have an environment that will provide for future generations to come. So one of these initiatives of the program is, of course, the River Speak competition, River Speak 4, which we are now in. And River Speak 4 seeks to bring together our primary and secondary school students to draw on their creative abilities in order to educate both ourselves and what I would say is to stir up really enthusiasm to protect the environment and to educate each other on what is happening in the environment and how we can, in fact, mitigate the effects of the negative impacts on the environment. I just want to add also that the theme, which speaks to people's solution for plastic pollution, is so important. And that is because one of the major pollutants in our environment is, of course, plastics. and this occurs worldwide. In fact, plastics are relatively inexpensive. They're used in almost everything that we have, our phones, almost everything today would use plastics. But the problem is that plastics are so durable, so long-lasting, that they take as much as decades or hundreds of years before they deteriorate. So whenever we use plastics and we discard them, carelessly, we just need to think that it takes decades and even hundreds of years for this to deteriorate. In fact, plastics affect the oceans. There are a lot of ocean life that are affected by plastic. Life on land, wildlife. It also occupies a lot of space. It also produces really pollutions, chemical pollutions, which could affect life as a whole, and of course, climate change, which is one of the major issues in the world today. So without much ado, I'd like to say, I see a lot of excited faces, eager and ready to go, and ready to compete, and ready to show and demonstrate what they have to offer. And so I'd like to say enjoy yourselves this morning. Have a good time. Enjoy what you do. But at the end of it, I want to encourage each of us to remember that when we leave here, that we do have a responsibility, and that responsibility is to safeguard the environment for our future, for the future of those to come after us. Thank you very much, and again, have a wonderful time.